Hello and welcome to Dell's Gaming. I'm Dell and this is the map for From the Depths. And I have done a little bit of work on the Onyx Watch. We've uncovered most of their groups now, brought up a little recon balloon, and my aquanautic fleet, basically the Leviathan and the Killer Whale together, basically wiped out most of the other squares here. We've been just trotting through them. Unfortunately, they are a bit of a laggy combination, but they do very well, and they haven't come across anything that has really worried them. So they will continue to tidy up these last ones. I'm not sure about this 150 here, which is right in the middle of a canyon by the looks of it. So that might have to be the PT Turtles. One of the turtle fleets, something like the battle cruiser, might have to pop down there, see what we can do. And talking of the cruiser is, sorry, the PT Turtles and the battle cruiser is sitting here waiting, just blockading anything, trying to get out of that zone and stop anything coming in. And we found their home base and their last resource zone. So we are at the point of trying to wipe them out. But before we go into the big battle here, which is a 271 plus 24, so it's biggish, but I'd like to test out the Atlantis first, which is here, on this 368. So we're going to see what this battle's like. I don't know what's there, but I want to test its ability to take out big ships, and just see how well it's like. I have made some changes, just a few. Not too much, really. What I've done is, for the moment, I've brought in some extra guns. So this is the good part about this being a modular ship, in that I can just load in a couple more pods. As you see, I've got the missile pods. They're not actually part of it now, so I can quite happily just spawn them out, and hey presto, they have disappeared. And then I spawn it in if I need the missiles. So they can be pulled in. The cannons I have actually made part of the ship, so they are permanent addition. If we go down and find where they are, where are you? Where are you? You're going to be down here somewhere. There we go. I've actually put in, let's start again, a sub-vehicle spawner for them, so they will be permanently part and always spawn in. I thought, looking at the previous ones, I thought some more big cannons would be good. Definitely a benefit. Talking of big cannons, in the last the battles I was doing with the Onyx Watch, I came across a couple of times a particular ship called the Catapult. I like that ship, mainly because it's just got one single really big gun on it. It was totally ineffective against the submarines. Let's get that first thing out of the way. But it was really big gun. I quite like that, and I want to build something with a really big gun. So it's most likely going to start off possibly being a pod for this as a spawnable extra. When we've got something really big that needs to be destroyed by a really big gun. You get my... Yes, I'm being stupid. Don't care, because I want a really big gun on something. I don't know how it's going to fire and when it's going to go, because if it shoots myself, so if I put it back here and it's too low, it's just going to blow the crap out of myself, which would not be very good. So we're going to have to put it somewhere where either it's going to shoot between. So maybe I can put it, move some of these around, maybe put it about here. Occasionally it might blow the crap out of the missiles, but generally it's going to be long range, so it's shooting up at this angle is my hope. So it's going to be basically how many, an experiment as well as to how big can you go with a gun and it still be feasible in use. And I want the range to be long. It's going to be a long-range gun. Let's put it that way. It's designed for taking out their bases and their big ships at really long range with a really long gun and a really big gun with lots of gauges. So anyway, that could be could be possible, and maybe we'll do the same with some missiles. A missile pod which has got just designed for long-range base destruction, something like that. You know. Because looking at what we've got coming up in this map, not this one, but in this base, you've got two separated bases, and I want to put the Atlantis, say, in one place, say here, and it can basically destroy everything from that one position. I think that would be quite interesting. You've got this Onyx throne, which I don't know what the Onyx throne is, but it could be interesting on its own. And you've got over here a furnace, which isn't massive, but you know, and then you've got a whole load of points for the actual ships that are actually in that area. Because that's 20 and that's 60, so you've still got, that's 80, so you've still got 180 points of ships as well. So anyway, that's the plan. But what we're going to do first, we're going to do a pull all, and we are going to try and get this group in here, and we're going to go for it. Go over here and then to about there, and then the carrier fleet will, I'm bringing the carrier fleet in support. The carrier fleet, I have added a Sea Harrier Mark II. There is another one on it which I'm using the sub-spawner vehicle point on. This one should have actually been in there as well, so we might get a chance to use those, but yeah, no guarantee on that. We'll they're the reserve. I'm bringing them in as much for block count as anything else. So let's just let our Atlantis get a little closer. I want to see how it performs against this battle here. See how it does. We've got the furnace and we've got the other tasks. What have we got coming in here? We have, oh, this could be interesting. We have a Bulwark, and do we have two Bulwarks? Let's go. We've got, and we have an Eerie. Oh, this could be interesting. This could be tough. The Eerie's a good one. Bulwarks are good, and it's all for the Atlantis, and it's just gone dark. Right. Okay. Right. We'll bring the carrier fleet in just behind. Oops. Let's select them again once they're in battle. Just to, in case it's needed, some we've got some ships in there we could bring in if need be. Let's just let that one get into battle first, because this is quite a fast fleet. What's this thing that's got left here? That doesn't look right. What's that? Sea Harrier Mark II. I have no idea what you're doing out there. Go back here. Yes. You're way out, because since you're supposed to be joined to the very front of the craft. Yeesh. That's not very good. Okay, right. Let's move this group up as well. We'll put them slightly to the side, say like that. For some reason it's decided it's an altitude of 0, which is not flipping good. Why has the sea carrier gotten 0? Yeah, that's interesting. Not. Oh well, it might be starting in the water. That's not going to be helpful. We'll have to have a look at that as to why that has decided to do that. Yeah, no, can't do it. We'll have to. Maybe it didn't get it. I've made a change and it didn't get a new altitude for that for the craft. Anyway, let's speed that up. Get that in play as well. So its points are there. It also didn't get a speed, so its speed is 3 meters a second. Okay, we'll have to let's just do this, which will bring it in play and get it some height and speed. Annoying, but hopefully we will not need this. So let's just get it in play. We're only using it for points value anyway. If it comes to it, it will still go into the air. It's just really annoying that it's only at 3 meters a second. There must be some other ship possibly in here. So that's top speed 33. Something else in here has only got a 3 meters a second speed. No? Everything is showing 33.8 and a good altitude. $1,475. Ah, what was that? Sea Vulture. Ah, there's a Sea Vulture there. That's the one that was causing a problem. Okay, well, hopefully if we get it to spawn it in, it will sort itself out. I did make a change to them. there was a change in the patch regarding control blocks and detecting and being able to pull yourself back to the mothership if you take damage, and I applied that to most of the ships on the carrier fleet, and I guess that's what it's done. Since I made that change and saved them, they didn't get an opportunity to resort themselves out. Okay, let's where is that? That should be at a nice high altitude. Let's just check where everything is. That's okay. Missile pods. Oh, there's one missile pod at the back. That doesn't matter. Okay, let's see how we're going to play on this. How it's going to work out. It's just gone. Is that going nighttime or is it just coming daytime? Just coming daytime. That's handy. Will we actually be able to see? Right. Let's see how the Atlantis does with this little battle. And in we come. Right, they've got the points advantage, so we can't bring in the missile pods at the moment anyway. So luckily we spawned in the other bits. Right, first of all I've got to sort out the altitude of this, make sure it's in the water. Yep, seems to be okay. Let's make sure I'm not on any weapons. We are firing. Taking it down a little further, so it's a little further in the water. Maximum sort of protection, that's nice, just so the water starts lapping out on this front. That's fine, that's good. We've got everything's having a good little fire. I think everything is quite happy. So maybe a little too low. We've got water on the top. We'll just take it up a little bit. Say about there. That's good. Got long range missiles being fired, and the cannons are certainly giving it a go. And the missile pods are also quite happily firing. We seem to be doing reasonable. These are sticking up a little bit. I could adjust them, but I'm not going to bother at this moment because they seem to be doing an okay job anyway at the moment. Let's go and have a look at what damage they're doing to the opponents. Right, the cannons are obviously getting there quicker than the missiles, because missiles in this game are dead ass slow. Right, we have a mixed bag of items coming in. Some nice flares, and they've actually just attacking two different ships, which is good and interesting. I like that. We're having all the different AIs. We've got so many AIs. This make everything is on. Yes, everything is on. We've got so many AIs running here that everything can choose something different, which is handy, especially when you've got two similar ships. I didn't even get a chance to see what they were. They took them out quite happily. But we're waiting. Two bulwarks we have. These cannons, let's have a look at the effectiveness of these cannons while they're firing at one of these targets. Yeah, they seem to be effective. Something I noticed, the battle cruiser, I'm not happy with the battle cruiser. It's a good ship, except the turrets seem to get taken out very easily. I don't know what it is, they always seem to lose its turrets. Luckily the missiles continue to fire, but then it has to take time to rebuild its turrets. And where are you going? Are you heading towards that furnace? Oh, don't tell me the furnace is spawned in. Okay, have we got anything that can attack it? Okay, these are all dead, so we have this furnace. Will these missiles make it? They might do. They might do. They are long-range missiles. I don't know if they're that long a range. I'd like to make some missiles that have got a range around 1800. The problem with getting something that goes at that range is that effectively it will have very few warheads. But we might just be able to get an EMP and a frag in there, and at least it's got a chance, and have it laser designated with targeting to try and do, try and sniper effectively the target, a critical component of the target. Okay, well, those missiles might make it. Let's see, how far away are we here? 1600. So that's to be about. Ooh, I think that's at the limit of the range. Anyway, we've got something new coming up the front here. Is it a bastion? Possibly. Let's have a look how we do against this bastion. I'm going to watch most of this this fight because I want to see how our Atlantis is faring. Is it a good little ship, or does it need some more oomph? Not bad, not bad. That looks good. That looks good. No, let's do it with the Q by the middle of the group. A warden. Okay, you were a warden. I was like, that looks like a rampart or something, or palisade possibly. Yes, our cannon fire is being quite effective. If we see this coming in again, yes, that's quite effective. Ammo wise, we're good. We're good on ammo. Whoops, that's not. I don't know what I'm pointing at, but whatever it is, we seem to be good on ammo. And we've just like taken the complete centre, and we've got big boom, big boom, big boom. Did those missiles are still going? Are they actually? Let's do a quick zoom in. Zoom, 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 zoom in. They're still going for it. They haven't run out yet, or are they just running out now? They are just. It looks like they have just run out of fuel. Yeah, they're not quite enough. So we're either going to have to move forward. Potentially. Or see if the cannons, or this is where we need Dora. We need, and that will be the name for it. I've got it in my head, the Dora gun. We'll talk about that when we're actually building it. But we'll see what we can do. But our cannons, hopefully, might be able to make that distance. We could also, what's the button to make it go forwards? U. Right, we can start. I'm going to hold the U button down. It will slowly start making its way forward, closing the range. We've obviously got these two bulwarks to take out yet, but we could start trying to get in range of the furnace. Because otherwise, you know, oh, the long-range missiles decided to go for one of these ships, which is good. It's a slow ship, so 3 meters a second, and we're running at what speed are we running at the moment? 20%. Okay. As you can see, that wasn't very good. 7 frames per second, and 7.6 and 0.19 game speed. We've got a lot of blocks in here. I can speed it up. My settings actually aren't great at the moment. I should change some of them. Go on, get this. That stays up on the screen far too long. Disappear. Disappear. Go. Avante. Hurry up. Go away. Thank you. Right, we have more missiles coming in. Let's just see how we're doing as far as... Right, we've got retreat options and swap-ins. So we can't bring anything. As you can see, they've got a significant block advantage on us at the moment. Our poor little Atlantis. Because it doesn't count the... no, that's not what I want. I want to press the Q button, and I want to find... No, that's not what I want. Why are you not showing me info? Right, let's aim at you. Maybe it's because of all the red boxes there. Right, let's hold there. That looks better. Info. Stockade. Okay, stockade. So the stockade, from memory, has quite a good set of guns. But we also have a set of guns and big ass missiles. And the guns are now coming in. Whoop, few misses there, and we are hitting though. We're hitting quite nicely. Oh yes. That's one turret. That's one turret taken out effectively, which is good. And most of the front of the ship. Yeah, we're chewing away at these. These are good guns. These are good guns. They've got a reasonable rate of fire as well. Look at that. We're quite happily mauling that poor stockade. Oh, screenshot opportunity. There we go. Oh, we've got missiles in view and cannon shells and big boom. What more can you ask for a screenshot? Not much. It's devastation. Right, I slowed it down enough. Enough of that one. Yeah, whenever you press the screenshot button, it's almost like the same as when it does a big explosion. It tends to slow down the whole game for a little while. So I'm having to keep my screenshots to a minimum at the moment, so it doesn't slow down. You can see it's already speeded up now, but it takes quite a while after doing a screenshot for it to speed up again. Don't know why, but hey ho, that's the way it's going. Look, you're now missing. Aim at something else. You're aiming at something which is no longer there. Your targeting is off, sir. It could be they're skipping on the surface of the water, but oh yes. Sorry, big boom. Can't help but get screenshot. It's obligatory. He with the most screenshots wins. I think Scrope wins on that one. He's just like a screenshot junkie. But we're doing well. We're doing well. More. I think a really big gun could do even better. You know, we have to allow for that. Are we actually reaching at the furnace yet? I don't think we are. I don't think the furnace is quite in range. We need to get this and the two bulwarks. Some of these shells, these missiles are bypassing these and going after the furnace over there. I don't think we're in range yet still though. These are all going to be falling short, aren't they? Yeah, we're still falling short of the of that. Okay, we need to continue going forward ho. Right, we'll just watch all of these stuff until the bulwarks come in, and then we'll see how we fare against them. So I might either skip or push through, but we'll see how this looks shortly. And welcome back. And we now have the Eerie has just spawned in. So we'll see how we do against this. This could be an interesting and tough fight. This Eerie's a tough little so-and-so. I'm hoping we'll be okay. Some interesting issues we've had so far. First one has been our turrets seem to get the guns knocked out quite from the enemy shots a little bit more often than I would like. It seems to sometimes penetrate everything and blow up inside the actual turret for some reason. Don't know why, but it seems to take out the inside even though the front is not damaged. A little strange, but something to be wary of. Luckily we've got 4, so when 1 or 2 gets taken out, there's still something to fire. Oh, our AA guns are having to go against the Eerie as well, which is good. The other issue we had was the furnace, which has finally gone. I had to move the ship up. Our guns and missiles really only had a range of about 1600 or so. they would not fire. One of them I did modify by putting a load of gauges on it, and that did increase its range, but it was definitely having a problem with long range targets. So we will need to look at a long range gun, I think, for these static targets that spawn and don't move. It just took ages for my ship to move forward enough to be able to attack it. But we seem to be doing quite well against this Eerie. The cannons are very effective. We've got they certainly do eat away at something. Once they do, they can target and fire at it. And this Eerie is slowly going away. Its thrusters are forcing it backwards, I guess. We are hitting it though, slowly, with everything we can. Hopefully it doesn't force itself away from us so that we can't hit it anymore. That would be rather unfortunate. Is there anything? Okay, I'm going to bring in the extra missile pod. That might just give us some extra oomph against this, just to get that firepower out, now that I can actually bring it in. Hopefully it's set to combat. Yeah, everything's on. Ooh, it's on attacking salvage. We better take those off. We don't want attacking salvage. Hadn't noticed that. Never mind. Okay, it's trying to get itself sorted out. Well, the Eerie's gone down. That's good, because if it stayed in the air, it might have done. I think we had it that one time with the Barracuda, where it suddenly just started going away too fast, and we couldn't catch up with it. I can hear lots of rotors running, I think, or something. It's a bit strange. I didn't think this had rotors, but it looks like it has for some reason. Got lots and lots of rotors or something inside here. It's got, you can see, lots of ion engines. Oh yes, there is some rotors there. That's how it, obviously how it flies. Okay, let's get into a situation where we can see this. Hopefully the noise isn't too much and you can actually hear me, because it's showing a little bit loud on the audio meter, but should be okay. Let's just see if I can adjust that. Okay, we've got a good wealth of missiles coming into this Eerie, hopefully to finish it off. It has got some lambs, but I think that's more than enough missiles to seal the deal. Or at least should be. He is a bit underwater, so that might not help a little bit. But we should see some definitive action. Some definite loss of blocks here somewhere, I'm hoping. They landed a little early. Are they still making it? Or are they just bouncing onto the surface? Some are hitting, some are just passing harmlessly by, which is very annoying because he's under the water. It is damaging it slowly, which is something. Our cannons are still firing, but they may have a problem now that he's under the water. We do have torpedoes as well, but they are set to they're more surface vessels than underwater. You can see the torpedoes making their way in here. You can see just in the background you can see the wake from their propellers. Yeah, this could be a takeover. We've got some shots. Some cannon shots are coming through. I think again it's the cannons that are going to be doing the business here, rather than the missiles. The missiles are just far too buoyant in water. I must have a word with the MOD, because I'm sure that there's something wrong with our missiles in real life, because they all sink and these ones float. So maybe that'll save them a bit of money if all the missed shots they floated. They could retrieve them easier. Because that's a whole load of wasted missiles, basically. Oh, well, health below and he's sinking. Okay, that's good. That's good. So now we're left with these bulwarks. Hopefully, we'll see how that works out. Well, interestingly, usual, sometimes a little issue, the two of our cannons are having a little argument as to who should be the one on the inside. They seem to be having a bit of a disagreement at the moment as to who should be where, which is a little annoying. Hopefully it won't stop our systems. The other two are okay, but these two seem to be having a little issue with each other. Saying, I want to be on the inside. No, I'm on the inside. No, me. And it's really affecting them. So, normally, I can't spawn out and spawn back in again. That would just not be good. Let me just see if I can fix that. Okay, sort of got them back in position, I think. One's just having a little bit of an issue, but hopefully he'll sort himself out in due course. At least all the guns are now firing, which is the important part. We have the Bulwark has come in, and we're sending plenty of missiles and plenty of cannon fire in. And we've taken out the first Bulwark. The missiles and cannons basically took out one whole side of this Bulwark. Quite happily drilled through until it got, well, it was too damaged. Didn't get the AI, but quite happily just drilling through all of the metal in this Bulwark, bit by bit. You know, did a good job, basically, destroying it. Not quite one block at a time, but certainly did well. As a quite impressive amount of damage being put out by the weapons. The cannons did well. the missiles, the whole shebang. Yeah, all very good, coming in at quite a significant rate here. So I'm very impressed by that. Definitely a good showing by the Atlantis on that one. So now we'll just wait until the next Bulwark spawns in. Shouldn't be long. And the final Bulwark has now come in. Coming in ready for a bruising. There was a lot of missiles already in flight, just already redirecting towards him. And the guns are all starting to face the target. I think we'll find it's quite happily should get a fair bit of Dakar in. We've got a Vulture. I did bring one Vulture in. I might swap it over or bring the other. It's the one, hopefully, that had the low speed and altitude. By spawning it in, hopefully it will get it'll come in, be remembered, and mean the speed of the sea carrier fleet will be a little bit better, hopefully. There's always a little hope. One of them seems to be in the water, but one of them is actually flying. So let's see if our Atlantis and various other ships can do as well against this Bulwark, and do the same and quite happily take it out. Oh, look at the amount of the missile spam that is coming in there. Yeah, shouldn't be taking too long. If even half of them hit, I think it would be good. He hasn't got any LAM, so some of these guns are actually deciding to shoot at the Vulture instead of the Atlantis, which is an interesting tactical target decision by the Bulwark. The other Vulture is coming out of the air as well. Hopefully fire some missiles in at some point. Vulture, from memory, has got some large guns. It's a mini Condor, basically, without the side cannons. And here's the missile spam. Some flares coming in to mark the position. And then everything else coming in behind the flares should give that a significant yeah, you can see there's that flare place there. That's going to be building up to be one hot area very shortly. And as the morning sun comes up, the last bulwark is finally dead. We ripped it apart again, one side at a time, quite happily just chewing through the side of the vessel. Just sheer volume. Our guns took a fair bit of a beating ourselves there, but we repaired ourselves as we went along. You can see some of the guns who even now are still repairing. They are susceptible, but the missiles just chew through anything that's in front of it. So that's really good. No problems in that regard. We'll just put those two vultures back so that they go back to their fleet. Yeah, so generally happy in general with the Atlantis. Just a couple of little bits to sort out. Generally about range. I don't think I'm going to be able to sort out the guns, these turrets going off. I think that's just going to have to be something that they're susceptible to, basically, unfortunately. However much I would like it not to be so, there is a chance that they get taken out. Having 4 guns, though, rather than just 2, or double turrets, did mean that if it does get taken out, we don't lose so much firepower. I've got exactly the same issue, or seems to be a very similar issue, with the battle cruiser, in that its turrets get taken out very easily. Oh, well, I don't say very easily, the turrets do get taken out. More easily than I would like. If there's a way of rectifying that, it'll be great, but let's not worry about that too much. So, yeah, generally happy with that little battle. We took another resource zone, which gives us some more metal and stuff, which will be good. I'll build a quickly offline build a resource point for that. Now the next stage then will be for the Atlantis to come up into these areas and take on their main base. That's the aim. We are going to do some builds of some various items. Unless we let the turtle fleet here take this 156 zone and barricade anything that they release out, and let the Atlantis come in about halfway up into this block and start the actual battle. The avian claws and the carrier fleet will just come in as support. Possibly just put the carrier fleet somewhere in here, just as a support vessel, just to give an extra bit of block count as much as anything else. Then that should be, apart from a bit of cleanup, that should be the Onyx Watch out of business for a little while. The next part, though, will be we've got to prepare the Atlantis for this battle coming ahead. So therefore I'm going to have to spend a bit of time working on this long range pods, because looking at that range we've got there, if we come in even halfway between, it's gonna be awkward. Yeah, potentially we're going to need some long range weaponry to be able to take out some of these forces and bases. So I think it'll also be fun to work on a long range weaponry. So look for that as the next items. But hopefully that was enjoyable or watchable. If there's anything I did wrong, any suggestions, please leave a comment below. But otherwise, until the next video, keep playing the game and have fun.